Hmm. Hmm. Good evening. I can't really do the voice. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Steelchair for another review. Don't know about you, but I thought last night's Raw was. What's the nicest way to say it without offending people? Convoluted, perhaps, is a more appropriate word, or all over the place, no filler, in the right way, no balance. Quite frankly, it didn't feel right. Yo, Catherine, what's up, bud? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're in for this. Gonna have some fun, because frankly, the only fun I'm gonna get is by speaking about this show, and the only way I can. Honesty. Luckily, I've got Red Bull and 3 bottles of Pepsi Max on my desk. Dull and boring would be one way to put it. I would agree. I'm also going to be very honest to the viewers before they think we're going to go agenda based. This is no agenda. I was already very harsh last week about every show in different ways, but I was still honest. And I think honesty is the best policy. We're going to maintain that. I'm going to say this loud and clear as best as I can, in the right way I can. There was only 2 moments of interest that actually stood out in a positive way if they don't let this fail. And there was one boring segment. There was one person who should never been on the show in the first place. He always likes to get his fucking beak in. And of course, there was the wrong winner for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. So, where do we begin? Ah, yes. Once again, Raw loves to start with its recap videos. Recap this, recap that, recap this, recap that. No one cares. No one gives a fuck. We're not there to recap last week's Raw. Last week's Raw was shit. Anyone with a sense of decency will agree that last week's Raw was shit. It didn't feel like a Monday Night Raw. It didn't feel like a program worth watching. I don't care what 4.9 million has to say. Oh, sorry, I got to listen. Eric Bischoff claims it's 6 million, the fucking imbecile. Oh, but no, you can't hurt Eric Bischoff's feelings. Fucking waste of space. Yeah, we all know. We're going to cover that. We're absolutely going to cover that. Don't you worry, because there was another missed trick involving her name. Anyway, we've had the recap video. We're moving on. Raw was held from San Jose. You know what? Good for San Jose, considering what they've been through recently. And I like the fact that they're actually holding themselves strong, considering what's going on in the state of California right now. It's horrible, and I wish the safety for every single human being in that state. Whether that changes dramatically over the week, I don't know. But I'm hoping that something can be done for the better of those people. And I think that's what made one match in particular, to me as a wrestling fan, a little bit annoyed, but also happy as well in different ways. So I say that with great respect. I'm happy that they had a representation in the best way for what had happened in San Jose. Raw does start with CM Punk. He opens the show. We have about 35 minutes before we get to the first match of the night, which is a fact, unfortunately. If you like that or not, it's reality. It was about 35 minutes in when we eventually got a match. But CM Punk makes references to John Cena's retirement tour, says he can still see him. It's quite obvious we're going to get Punk versus Cena. I can categorically say if they're going to do it smartly, I'm no insider. I'm just a content creator. I don't care about that nonsense. If they're smart, they do it Saturday night's main event. Not this one, the one in the summer. It's a financial market. Make the most of it. I would do it. I would make it the main event, the Saturday night's main event. I mean, what more have you got to lose, realistically? I don't think you do. It'll be on YouTube, so here's to that. CM Punk also declares that he's going to enter the Royal Rumble. He doesn't care if it's John Cena or Roman Reigns or 28 other men. He is going to eliminate them out the Rumble. He's going to win it. He's going to go to WrestleMania and he's going to win the thing. Are you now? Are you now? You're going to win the Royal Rumble. Well, I'm going to bang Scarlett Johansson. Which one seems more obvious? What's up, Fletch? How are you, my man? I'm alright, thank you very much. 25 minutes into the show is standard for the WWE Tag Team in-ring match. It is. But I think there's a reality of it that it's a bit too far in. There's no need to be. What's up, Matthew? How are you, fella? Anyway, CM Punk continuing his promo confirms that he is going to win the Royal Rumble. He's going to WrestleMania to challenge the champion, whether it be Cody Rhodes or Gunther, or whoever's going to be the champion come WrestleMania anyway. April 19th, April 20th. I think we can all agree if CM Punk does win the Royal Rumble, we know what title he should be going for. CM Punk should be realistically going for the World Championship. That's if he isn't broken by the time that the Rumble match ends. But we'll absolutely find out. Can we take a bet on the over-under? Punk will get injured. Punk will get injured in the first 10 minutes if he's involved. If he's not careful. Doing that one day a month, I go in the field and show the young ones I was done. They hate me. Everyone hates. I don't know. I didn't enjoy that Penta match, as I say, but Penta looked a little low-paced than usual. I think Penta was... I thought it was good visual presentation. I don't think anyone can agree. I don't think anyone can disagree. The visual presentation looked good. In the ring, there were some very sloppy missteps from him. I was quite surprised by this because when you look at who he's in the ring with, like him or dislike him, he's in a ring with somebody who will not overshadow him, somebody who will not try to show him up. In Chad Gable, someone who's a professional as well as Penta. I thought it was quite an indictment that Penta made a lot of missteps, particularly the low-hanging springboard leg drop. He never makes that mistake. He never made that mistake in Lucha Underground. He never made that mistake in TNA. He never made that mistake in AEW, but he makes it on his first night on Raw. And nobody, I don't care what anyone says, it's nothing to do with stage. It's nothing to do with that. Those were shocking missteps. But I want to see what they do with him going forward. I've been a big fan of Penta for many, many years. None of the troll comments that you see online with saying, "Oh, I bet you miss Lucha Underground." I don't miss Lucha Underground. I don't miss Lucha Underground. I miss Pentagon Dark though when he was called that, because that was wicked. But we will see what happens with him in the years to come. Actually, not just that, the months to come, the weeks to come. If WWE are smart, you built Penta up quickly though. I think the misstep was a one-off. I don't think it'll happen again. But if it does happen again, questions will be asked. Questions will be asked. He got 20 minutes bell to bell for his debut, which never happens. So I'm actually glad he was given time, especially with someone who is reliable in the ring like Chad Gable, who protected him as well. It was good. The match wasn't great. I saw a lot of people saying the match was great though. I don't think it was, but I was happy to see him at least get on the stage. I think it's like I said on my tweet, it's like I say on the shows, I don't care where a wrestler goes, just let them do what they do best and let them run with it. Let them enjoy themselves. Don't fuck them about. It's all I beg for. Don't fuck them about. Otherwise, you've ruined them. What's your thoughts on Netflix saying no to Corey Graves for him not being famous enough? He was sent to NXT, WWE did him wrong. Corey Graves is wank anyway. But I did see his tweet, and the thing for it though, this is a question I'm going to throw to you. Do you think that was genuine? Because there's people debunking it thinking this is a work. I'm not sure. It's eager to see what comes from it. I'm surprised that Netflix don't think Corey Graves is famous enough anyway. The man's a homewrecker. But also, like, he is well known within WWE for the past 10 years. It would be quite weird, especially when he's on TV doing commentary that isn't particularly good. Presentation WWE is no surprise. They never fail with that, but the match, not for me. I think it could have been better. I'll say that. I'll truly say that. It could have been better. They deballed Penta. I'm not sure. You see, the thing is, I don't think they deballed him, but I think they were worried. Look at the moves in particular he used in that match. It gave me a different idea, but I do get what you mean about the deball though. And when is Dolph Balor getting a win? When he goes and becomes a world champion in a different promotion? No idea. I'm going to say this now, that match was awful. Rumours of TKO is taking Levesque out due to his connection with the McMahon family and it could get handled to Dwayne Johnson. I'm going to say something controversial. I think if TKO takes the control off Levesque, now I'm a big Rock fan, but if I was them, I wouldn't give it to him. I would say WWE needs to do it smart, and they need to go for somebody who actually knows what they're doing, or somebody that actually has no loyalties, somebody who still understands the wrestling business and will want to see it succeed. I think that's something they should do. If they take it off Levesque, if they do, I don't think it should be given to Rock. Personally, I don't. Let him do his director of the board stuff and all that nonsense, but don't give him that level of control. I've got a feeling it won't be effective. Rumours that backstage wasn't appreciated the whole time given a Penta. Yes, there were rumours about that. Those were elaborated. There was talent who the show was trimmed because of segments. Regardless of it, there were segments that were cut, and there was matches apparently that were cut because of Penta's time. But as far as I'm concerned, he's new to the company. You want to start him off with a bang. As far as I'm concerned, who gives a fuck about them? They chose to put Sammy can't keep his mouth out of this bloody story's business, and The Miz. They made them have a match on Raw. As far as I'm concerned, this is punishment. They deserve it. Busted Open was sucking WWE dick regarding Penta so bad that they were like a holder and tricks. I'm a big Penta fan, but even I didn't go that far. All I did was put up some tweets saying I was happy to see him. To me, there's only one person WWE in the same level as Michael Cole, and that's not McAfee Barry, that's Corey Graves. That's an L. I think Vic Joseph is the best they have. That's my opinion. Corey Graves come to AEW because I'm tired of Shivani, Taz, and Excalibur. Corey Graves won't leave purely because of his wife. And two, I don't think he fits what they'd look for. You know what I mean? I think it'd be I think there'd be something of. I think it may go wrong. What's up, Hassan? Happy New Year to you as well, my friend. I hope you're doing very well. It's good to see you. I'd be happy without Levesque, because since Levesque got the product, he made me tune out completely. This ain't my WWE. Sorry, big triple nose. To be fair, I understand what you mean. Not a lot of people are going to like that. Not a lot of people are going to like that statement. But then again, people have got the same critique. Like, I nearly fell out of love with WWE in 2011. I nearly stopped watching altogether because of it was end of 2010 going to 2011. It was that stupid Cena segment when he was talking to Sheamus. I can't remember what the exact words were. It's on my Twitter, but he was just openly taking the mick. And then some of the stuff that he was saying nearly made me tune out. To be fair, half the time I was getting bored of him anyway. But some of the bollocks that was coming from them was really making me sick. Put Levesque on NXT again, that's his thing, and put Paul Heyman in control. I don't think Paul Heyman wants that position anymore. Shame, really, because Paul Heyman would have done a much better job writing creative. I think that wouldn't be a bad idea. They should give creative to Hogan if they remove Levesque. Why Hogan? You know who I would give it to? If I'm being honest, I'm probably going to get considered a lot of bias here. I would give creative to this guy if he was up for it. I'd give creative to the most bitter man in pro wrestling, happens to be the greatest professional wrestler I've ever seen. I would give creative to Bret Hart. That's my opinion. If the rumours are that they take him out, busted open sucking dick, no surprise. I think Bubba's the biggest WWE meat rider. I can't listen to him on the podcast. Him, JD McTwatface are the two that I openly refuse to listen to. I would honestly refuse to listen to them. Michael Joe could not work anybody else, and Graves is worse. I'm new here, so I listen to this. WWE made me a fan as a kid. AW made a fan as an adult. 27 years old here, and AW is my choice. I'm 27 as well. I'm 28 soon myself, so I know what you mean. I've been a wrestling fan since '99, so I know what you mean. Since Mania of last year, WWE had me out. Ooh. What's up, James? How are you, my man? Have you watched Raw? What was your thoughts on it? We're just going through the Pentagon match at the minute and just discussing these rumours regarding Corey Graves and backstage maniacalness. I would give the credit to the best manager ever, Paul Heyman. See, that's subjective, but I like your opinion. I think he's in the top 3, perhaps the top 2, but he's not the greatest for me. But he is worthy of the name considering who he's managed. Apart from Roman Reigns, because that's rubbish. Bret Hart with credit on main roster and Shawn on NXT. That would be your real head-to-head. And I'm not saying that it's your real head-to-head to dismiss AEW or to dismiss any other promotion, but Bret's creative up against Shawn's creative would actually give WWE the kick up the arse they actually need. Because let's be real, Bret Hart's got no loyalty to any human being in pro wrestling now. But of course I tuned in to check Penta's debut. As soon as Liv and Dom showed up, I tuned off, yeah. I watched his debut thinking this was safe, you know, because Chad Gable is a safe worker. And it didn't go well. Like, I think they really jumped the gun. I think his match wasn't rushed, so there's no excuse for a misstep, especially 3 missteps. It was nice to see him hit a Mexican destroyer, albeit Mo Dutch, friend of the channel, made a very important point last night on one of his tweets. Made a very important tweet saying, where's the tweets and where's the conversations about Chad Gable kicking out the Mexican Destroyer? He is not wrong. He's not wrong. That move has been reduced to be not even a finish anymore. So Pete Williams, there's another one for you. We've got Chad Gable doing suplexes all over the ring. We've got him doing a German suplex on the ring apron. Well, newsflash, but drones were hating New Japan talent doing that. Oh, it's the hardest part of the ring. Yes. They know what they're doing. Who cares? I would tombstone a cunt on the ring apron. I would if I could. If they let me. I would tombstone someone on the ring apron. I don't care. Absolute whinges, the lot of them. And also, Triple Nose had to get his Cero Miedo in at the end of the bloody thing, didn't he? He cannot help himself. That absolute hobgoblin cannot help himself. So I was just getting another link for 8 o'clock because I've been invited onto another show. So like I said, I'm all over the place. Yeah, like I say, all over the time. Let's see what comments have we got here. I'm just checking. So back to James. James did answer my question. Thank you, bud. Caught most of Raw. I enjoyed Penta's debut. Good match. Show in general was a dull. Yeah, there's especially one moment of dull that needs to be ripped apart. I hear Bitchoff. I like that. Needs the money. They can hire him, be in charge of creative. Well, I'll say this. If Bischoff ever gets hired to be in charge of their creative, then Bischoff needs to stop his podcasts immediately. Because compromised media. Oh, and let's talk about the flop of the year. Wyatt 6. Karrion Kross, the one that tells they got drafted to SmackDown. Alright, great booking. Yeah, thanks for bringing that back to my attention, because that's also on the cards. I need to really slap this apart. Will Gable ever get a main title run? No. I don't think so. I'll be surprised if he even wins the Intercontinental title. As I said a few weeks back, I'm excited to see Penta on the WWE, but at the same time, I am nervous. Hope they don't piss around with him. It's luchadors, mate. I'm fucking terrified with them when it comes to booking luchadors. Like, he's my second favourite masked man, behind Jushin Thunder Liger. I don't know how many times I've said that now. Penta's is a legend already, so he should get nice booking WWE. Well, Phoenix doesn't sign with him. Phoenix is the one that's going to have the whole WWE fanbase amazed. To me, Phoenix is the best luchador. That's fair. I still think Penta's better than Phoenix, but I like Phoenix. I think Penta just is a whole variety of style, but I do see why you'd say Phoenix is better, but on a reality basis, they both offer you something different. I hate the fact that Twitter accounts are now saying that Phoenix should just go in and just punch someone to get fired. I'm going to say something quite controversial. These accounts that are openly wishing for talent to go and strike another colleague just so they get fired. See the talent that does that, they should be blackballed from the industry. They might not like what I'm saying about that, but that needs to stop. You know what I mean? Like, it's for me, it's disgusting. If you what happened between Punk and Jack Perry, for example, should never be allowed to happen again. And if these accounts are openly tweeting and begging for Phoenix to go and strike another colleague, another signed talent, just so they get sacked, so they can go to WWE, then something needs to be done about that, because that's wrong. Like, if a talent wants to leave, you just let them go. Just let them go. You don't openly beg for them to strike someone. If we'd done that our jobs, we would be in a position of complete disgrace. If Rey Fenix is ever watching this, or if this ever gets to Rey Fenix, I'm openly begging him, do not listen to these clowns. Don't listen to these clowns. I don't want Lucha Bros with Mysterio, maybe with Santos Escobar, or heel Mass Dominic. Lucha Bros should just be themselves. They don't need to be with them anyway. What they did with Penta last night with Chad Gable is near enough what I was actually hoping for, as long as they don't dummy him down. Let him do what he was doing everywhere else, every other promotion, but keep him away from this lot. He does need to be with them. It's just an association of bad stereotypical booking that is no need. It has to die. He is the complete. It's good that they're both brothers though, so Phoenix can still learn in that way from him. Take the lessons in a smart way. I wonder how Dragon Lee is feeling while AEW luchadors Andrade and Penta are getting more than Mr. Speed champion Dragon Lee. That's if Dragon Lee doesn't. Dragon Lee's booking has gone so bad since he went to the main roster, but it doesn't help that he can't cut a promo either. I like Dragon Lee's work, but he can't even cut a promo. He needs to be careful. He's got all the talent in the world, but he needs to be able to. He needs to be able to. He needs to be able to showcase different ways so they're not the same. It's like what I said to Matthew the other day, and I stand by it. You can't have the exact same type of wrestler in your promotion, otherwise you cannot split them about. You need to have a diverse talent. He had 20 minutes plus an overrun promo. It was fine. He didn't need more than that. Yes, I have. She's a waste. Yeah. Catherine doesn't like that. Anyway, back to this promo that I was talking about. So CM Punk obviously has now declared himself for the Royal Rumble. He obviously mentioned that last year his moment was ruined, his WrestleMania moment, because he tore his triceps, so therefore he couldn't go to WrestleMania to compete for the championship. And this year's apparently going to be his year. He then gets interrupted by Seth Rollins, and he said a line on his knees that, not gonna lie, I burst out laughing. He said, and I quote, he said, and I quote, "Why couldn't this be Rhea Ripley?" That just sums up that he is, well, obviously he's selling the story, he's selling the feud. But he actually doesn't give a shit. I'm not gonna lie, I thought that bit was funny. I thought that was funny. Oh, I know, I've watched a fair bit of Benfica. Although, to be fair, they are at the moment finished. Great legacy, though. It's not that I don't like her, it's some of her content can be a bit misleading. What's up, Billy Neighbours? Just kidding. What's up, Billy? We could have went all stream and not seen that ugly jersey. Shut your bitch ass mouth. Catherine, it was funny. The AJ Francis tweets about JD from New York is funny because obviously JD is such a good podcaster. They had to pay people to join him. What's the matter? You couldn't ask someone for free? You couldn't ask someone to just come along and have fun? You rat. I've been looking at the odds for the Rumble. According to Sky Bet, they've got CM Punk as joint third favourite. No shock, seen as their odds-on favourite. You can't have Cena win the Rumble. You can't have Roman Reigns win the Rumble. CM Punk is the only logical option right now from a main experienced talent that should win the Rumble. I don't particularly think there's anybody else that they should consider it to. And I'll tell you now, I've got bigger criticism. I'm looking forward to hearing Billy come at me for this comment, because he knows how much I like this guy, so this is going to prove a point. Not yet, mate, but I'm about to get to those. Like, I'm genuinely about to get to these. So don't you worry, I'm going to slap these about like Sami Zayn's beard. Braun Breaker for the second week in a row has been wasted. I genuinely feel sorry for Braun Breaker. That's 2 weeks in a row he's actually had nothing to do. I don't care what anyone says, what he did in the crowd yesterday was absolutely ridiculous. Why is he not on your card? Why is he not defending his title? Why is he not doing matches? Here's a newsflash, ladies and gentlemen. Braun Breaker is the best natural athlete on Raw. And you're not using him. Triple H, you fucking clueless bastard. Absolute clown. Oh yeah, it is a massive waste. Massive waste. Yeah, she's been drafted. She's been drafted to Raw. Build the present stars, not the veterans. Exactly. Exactly. The only difference is you high-five Roman Reigns. I will never have respect for you again, my friend. I'm only kidding. CM Punk winning it at this current moment in time makes complete sense. Yes, it does. It does, provided he's not injured. If he's injured, then yep. I've got no answer for that. Honestly, I don't know why he's in the crowd. I don't get it. Like, he's incredible. I want him on my shows every single time, you know? Like, I want him every single time working. Yeah, he was sitting like a lemon, my man. Sitting like a proper lemon. The thing is, see if he is injured, I think he would have said it himself. That's an excellent point, though. I didn't consider that. But he would have said something himself anyway. I don't think he would have stayed quiet if he was injured. You know what I mean? He can't help himself. I can't understand why either. He's Intercontinental Champion, one of the guys to go forward for the long term. He's either they're waiting for someone, like either they're waiting for someone to return, or they actually have nothing for Braun Breaker. Because I'm sorry, but Saturday's main event already has proved me wrong about hope. There is no hope. And if you know what I'm gonna get at, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. After Rollins came out, Rollins has declared himself for the Royal Rumble as well. So now we've currently, as it stands, we have John Cena, Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, LA Knight, and then out comes Drew McIntyre. He also said the most important line of the night. Well, actually, he said one of the two most important lines of the night. Annoyingly, he was correct. Drew McIntyre was correct when he said that Roman Reigns is playing chess while the others are playing checkers. He's completely spot on, by the way. Because if you look at it, no one is looking at him seriously at the minute with what he's done, or how he's behaved, or what he's up to. The only one still taking him seriously is Drew McIntyre. So I think they need to be very, very smart here. If I was them, I would have Drew eliminate Roman from the Rumble. I think to really sell the point, Drew has got to eliminate Roman on February 1st in the final 4. That's my opinion anyway. I think they need to do that. Who do you got to win the Women's Casino Gauntlet on Wednesday? Harley Cameron, Athena, Toni Storm, too early. I think it'll still be Toni Storm. I don't think it's the right decision, but I think they will. I also don't get him versus Sheamus at Saturday Night's main event unless Sheamus has never won the Grand Slam or it's leading to a bloody fatal 4-way. He needs to. Sheamus does not deserve the Grand Slam. I'm sorry. He needs to be squashed. Brock Lesnar versus Braun Breaker. That's what I would go with. I think they're waiting for Ilja Dragunov. Don't worry, did I know you meant Sheamus? I feel they're waiting for Goldberg to wrestle either Gunther or Braun. Gunther needs to die. I'm only kidding. Goldberg has to die. Gunther's title reign, by the way, needs to die as well. Just saying. That's one stat field of people. On name-wise, yes. Roman is still a heel. Motherfuckers just never want to get his status back. It's funny. Yep. And the only one who sees it true is Drew McIntyre. I agree with that. I'd go along with that 100%. That's because you know it, my friend. That's because you know. I think Roman eliminates Punk, building their WrestleMania match. Punk already beat Moxley and Rollins. It's time for Roman. You know what's funny? I think one of them politics the other so it doesn't happen. I don't think Punk has to win. He can get eliminated by Seth and he can win the Elimination Chamber. CM Punk wouldn't survive the Elimination Chamber. Now, in my opinion. I think he would be absolutely screwed. Would you have Jey dethroning Gunther? I don't know about that. Jey Uso doesn't deserve a World Championship match. I don't know why he's in that thing. That actually angered me last night. Like, I was on a rampage. I need Gunther versus Brock Lesnar. I need to see Lesnar taking those chops. Lesnar will kill him. Lesnar would kill him. I wouldn't have Jey win another match ever unless I tag team with Jimmy. I would sack Jey Uso. Thank you for being one of the Island Boys. Now here's your P45. And there's your contract. Right in front of him. Don't want Goldberg back in the match again. We've had far too much of that. And as for Gunther's title reign, it needs to 100% probably likely Mania. Here's a shock. Gunther's title reign's been dreadful. They haven't booked him at all properly. They've really shot themselves in the foot with Gunther as world champ. I'm going to say this loosely. I think they made a massive mistake with the King of the Ring. I think they've really backfired. I think Gunther has to lose. This might sound harsh, but I would have Gunther lose the World Championship inside the chamber. I would actually have Gunther defend the title in the chamber and he loses. Because I'm sorry, but he shouldn't be walking into WrestleMania as world champion. The matches, the promos, the build-ups to any of his pay-per-view matches, they've not been as focused and improved since he was IC champion. I think they've really let him down. And the worst thing for him is when you've not been on, he wasn't even on Netflix premiere as your world champion last week. And he did nothing last night. His promo with Jey Uso, all he did was tell him that he isn't good enough. He told him he isn't good enough or no one's good enough. It's over. That's what I think. Apparently, Booker T heel turn on Zilla's building Zilla on debut on NXT. Can these guys just piss off? Just get rid of them. Yo, and also Zilla Fatu, I've got no respect for him. Yo, that suplex from Lyra to Cody in my back. Yeah, I'll give her some credit. That was a good suplex from the waste of space. It hasn't been. They don't know what they're doing. They ruined it because Levesque is afraid to build Orton versus Cody. Of course he is. He's proper afraid. James totally understands me. My guy. Or even do a Hell in a Cell with Seth Rollins and Punk. I'd rather see that than Punk versus Cody. Punk versus Seth has the build for Hell in a Cell. Why does it need to be for Hell in a Cell? I don't think Punk can do another one of those as well. So Seth is always going to be number 2. Number 2 to Cody, number 2 to Roman, number 2 to Drew, number 2 to Punk. Yeah. He will always be your number 2. I feel it's going to be Punk versus Rollins versus Drew versus Gunther at Mania. I did, funnily enough, say that when I was at All In that they would do a world title WrestleMania Fatal 4-Way, but that'd be next year because Braun Breaker will be in it. But if they do it this year, Drew should pin Rollins. Big Dame, how are you, fella? If they brought back barbed wire and tacks and such, they'd never have a boring street fight again. You, sir, you're welcome every single stream now. That is a perfect comment. I completely agree. Anyway, our first match. Just to let you know, by the way, the opening segment that went about 30 odd minutes before we even got to our first match was written. This is a results-based article that was written by Brent Brookhouse. Don't worry, Billy, it's not Brent Desazar, it's Brent Brookhouse. He gave this a grade B. He said it was a very good segment. It went too long. We already knew that CM Punk was going to go into the Royal Rumble. It was a waste of time. And it's just an insult. It was an insult. First match on the card is a 20-minute opener between Chad Gable and Pentagon Jr. It was the only good match on the card, and it wasn't even that good because of the missteps. We've already covered that. Pentagon Jr. gets the win in front of his family. You know what? Happy with that. Lovely. We move on. Up next, Judgment Day. Shoot yourself. I'm sorry, but how can this faction continue to be a thing? Someone please answer this question. Why is Judgment Day still a thing? Like, it makes no sense. Don't worry, I'll be away before 8 o'clock my time, which is 55 minutes from now. Fulham will lose. Fulham are shite. Swerve sucked as champion. He was barely the main person in the elite with the bigger deals. Unfortunately, the booking sucked him as champion. He only felt like a big deal. He faced Bryan. Not always, but I see your point. I think, to some extent, I think he actually had some decent work. The problem is they just weren't. There wasn't enough for him. The only good thing about them is Carlito. No. He's crap too. He was absolute shit last night. He should never have been rehired. The sooner Judgment Day goes, the better. They put me to sleep big time. Oh, they're crap. Don't apologise. I don't care. I don't care. This isn't an English class. Say whatever the fuck you want. Billy's a bellend. I say that on YouTube. Thing is he knows I'm telling the truth. And he knows it's no big deal. Because Billy's a mate. Bryan wasn't as good as world champion as Swerve was. Judgment Day is still a thing because Creative does not have any idea how it booked them. Bingo. I actually think Danielson dethroning Swerve was a bad decision. Yeah, it should have been Hangman Page. I was at the match as well. It was a great match, but I think Hangman should have done it. Right. We've already discussed Braun Breaker, but now we have to really get to what Braun Breaker was doing at ringside. Second match of the night. Just to let you know, by the way, directed by Jamie Noble. Wrong person. Should have been someone that actually understands the business better. Like Chris Parks. Or Bobby Roode. Or Pete Williams. Not Jamie Noble. Not someone who's 5 foot and can't wrestle. And can't talk. And nobody gave a shit about. When you look at the matches from last night, there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 matches last night on this broadcast. TK lost all Swerve's momentum just to give Danielson his nostalgia moment at Wembley. That's my opinion. What did you think was a good match? Which one? Alexa Bliss is better than Liv Morgan. That ain't a shock. Liv Morgan can't wrestle, she can't talk, she's just a hoe. Don't worry, we all agree with that. Liv Morgan's rubbish. The problem is, what stopped it from being a good match for me, and I'm a big Penta fan, I like Chad Gable as well. What stopped it from being a good match was the constant missteps. The missteps really hurt Penta. That's something you can't hide. Can't hide that, unfortunately. It was nice to see what they got out of it though, but the missteps hurt him. Shame, really. Sheamus versus Ludwig Kaiser. Did anyone enjoy that? Because I think they didn't know what they were doing. I think they didn't know what they were doing with this one, and I think the reality is this would have been so much better if it had been Braun Breaker versus Ludwig Kaiser. I don't see what's the point. And I don't like the fact that immediately after this match you had Sheamus get a title shot. Sheamus has had 5 Intercontinental title matches. It was crap. I'm sorry, but why? Sheamus has won everything, bar the Intercontinental title. Not everyone needs to become a Grand Slam champion. It's a joke. And this is true. The amount of times that these repetition matches have come up as a joke, including the main event. Reece, do you think the why it's moving to SmackDown might be because Alexa's due back and possible childcare means Friday works better? I know Strange, but Becky and Seth had a similar deal. Yeah, I agree. And I actually am happy with that because SmackDown needs stars. SmackDown needs stars of their own, especially because Raw's about to take as much as they want. And to be fair, Raw only has 1 female star anyway, and that's Rhea Ripley. Big Dame says, exactly, bro, they made the women's division a sex show again for the most part. Yeah. Billy straight in, no, I thought it was pish, good lad. Sheamus and Ludwig 99, nah, it sucked. Not really, they looked like they were making up as they were going along. Yep, did you notice that they kept calling spots? But don't worry, that's only criticised at the women apparently. Kaiser, the jobber of Netflix. Yeah. Bryan should not have lost to Moxley. Bryan should have had a better run, but he couldn't though. He physically couldn't. You know what I'm waiting for? Lucha Bros versus Axiom and Nathan Fraser. That match should cook. I haven't seen a lot of Axiom and Nathan Fraser, but you know what? I wouldn't be against that. Exactly, he had to lose. The problem is the Death Riders went after the inconsiderate arseholes that have got no talent. They went for the wrong folk. Oh, and to everyone that's moaning about the 12-man tag team match on Collision, please reconsider why you're whinging. Just think again. Just think. In my opinion, it wasn't Danielson's time. He really didn't need that title at that time. Danielson should have won it 4 years ago. Sorry, 3 years ago. He should have beat Moxley in the Iron Man. He should have beat MJF in the Iron Man match. Tell me when I'm telling lies. So after the Irish versus the Germans in one-on-one competition, which Ireland gets the win, we get no talent Jey Uso challenging for the World Champions title at Saturday night's main event, because obviously he had to interrupt him, naturally, because Gunther wasn't signed to a match at Saturday night's main event. The only good thing about this promo was Gunther telling Jey Uso the truth, that that Jey Uso isn't good enough. It's a fact. Jey Uso can't wrestle. He ain't good on the mic. He's just a chant. People say that Seth Rollins is just a song. Well, Jey Uso is just a chant. I'm sorry, but I'm sick of seeing Jey Uso on my TV. It doesn't give me any confidence. And I'm sick of people saying that he's a world champion or he has world championship potential. First of all, first question, ladies and gentlemen, regarding Jey Uso getting this world title match, where's the story? Oh, story. But where is it? Where's the story? How has he got a world title shot? What's he done? What's he done to deserve this world title shot? Because he goes, yeet. That doesn't make you a world champion. I'm sorry, but what's he done to deserve this? People are going to say, all I'm going to do is just be negative. I'm just going to be criticized. No, I'm asking a genuine, open question. What has Jey Uso done to earn a world title shot? He's not even the best member of his tag team. Jimmy Uso is better than Jey Uso. And that's not a joke. For me, Jimmy Uso is miles better than Jimmy. Sorry, Jimmy's better than Jey by a mile. And they aren't even as good as this guy, Jacob Fatu. What a killer. Braun versus Jacob Fatu versus Gunther at a WrestleMania, just a PLE would go harder than Jesus Christ. Oh, that's a comment and a half. That's a comment. Oofed. Nathan Fraser is the future to me. That motherfucker has all. He does have the look. I just don't watch NXT as much as anyone else. I barely watch it, so I can't say much. But if Stephanie Vaquer's on, or Gigi Dolan, or Julia, I'm gonna hit back and say, yo, let's switch on, hit play. But I've watched a few of their matches before. I watched their match against Anderson and Gallows, and it's good to see them working one of the best tag teams. Rated FTR runners versus the learning deaf. My prediction for this match, every single person turns on each other, and Powerhouse Hobbs is the only one left standing. Marina Shafir is looking on from ringside. Complete waste of time for me having Jey face Gunther for the title, not world champion potential. Exactly. That's placating Rikishi. He is politicking heavy. Danielson should have been used part-time when he was champion. He should not have had random matches with Nigel with no build, and Jack pissing Perry is no defense. I agree with the Jack Perry part. The Nigel part, I slightly disagree. They were building that for a while. If you look at it, they were actually building it for a very long time. Where's the storyline or build up for Jey to get a title shot? That they bitch at AEW for giving random title shots. I'm the same. If you don't if you've not earned a title shot, I'm going to question it. So I'm absolutely going to rip it apart if you've not earned a title shot. She's just spitting. The facts coming. Big Jim over can't win main events, Jey Uso. Yeah, how can you be a main eventer if you can't win one? No, it's fine. I thought the comment was funny. If I couldn't finish it, because if I finished that comment, who knows what would happen. Moxley's on TV today with Renee promoting AEW. They're promoting it. That's what they need to do more. They need to promote the product more. Don't concentrate on any other promotion. Don't concentrate on what anyone else is doing. Just concentrate on yourself. And also, I wasn't particularly impressed by Michael Cole's comment about Pentagon Jr. saying now welcome to the big time. He's been on the big stage for every promotion he's been in. I think that was a little bit too distasteful. I don't like folks saying that about any company. Like, that's, for me, that's just, it comes across as distasteful. You guys, folk in the chat might like that for shitting on one company or whatever, but I don't like it in that way. Especially if you've been in a company 5 years. It just comes across harsh. It'd be the same if Ric Flair done it when he went from NWA to WWE in 1991. He would never have done that, and they were competing against each other, or WCW talent to WWE or vice versa. They would never make those comments. You know what I mean? It's just wrong. I don't watch AEW or like AEW because they give me no reason to watch. And Tony Khan is a bad mark. He isn't even a good mark like us. You know what? That's fine. You know what I mean? Like, that's actually fine to say. I don't have a problem with that. If you don't watch a promotion for that way, that's cool. I actually respect that. At least you're not clowning on it. I heard that too. A bit of a low blow that to other wrestling promotions, undermining what he did to them. Exactly. I'm okay with TK being a mark. Better be a mark than the shit Vince did. The worst thing about Vince as well is Vince is making his comeback. So I hate to spoil your fun, guys, but he is legitimately making his comeback. Women's Intercontinental title run. Women's Intercontinental Championship match. Lyra Valkyria versus Dakota Kai. The only women's match on the card. The only women's match on the card, and it was the wrong winner. Because of allegiances to other talent. I'm sorry, but they got this badly wrong. I don't know why you would put the title on Lyra Valkyria. I'll give her some credit though. There was a move there she did that was really good. That was really impressive. There was a move that she did on the turnbuckle that was great. Not the turnbuckle, sorry, the ring apron. She did ring apron. She actually sold the GTK really well as well. She was really struggling herself to move. I like that. I'll give her that credit. She then hits the Nightwing for that. It's similar to what Chris Sabin does for his finish, the Shell Shock. She gets the pin. She's the new champion. But we didn't actually get a payoff on this. I don't know what they're going for. I think they have to have an immediate rematch. Personally, I think they need to rematch. Lyra's had her moment. Nice. Take the title off her straight away. She's not someone you should be establishing a championship with. She doesn't know how to do it. I think it was the wrong call. Yeah, that suplex looked rough as fuck. It looked rough. I think they made a mistake putting the title on her, because Lyra doesn't know how to establish a championship. I think you need to allow a talent who's been there longer the ability to breathe, and then Lyra can win it in the future. I think Lyra should have won the title around SummerSlam. I think the first champion should have been like a Dakota, a Shayna, or a Natalya. They are experienced on the division, or even an Io Sky, again, experienced. Instead they decided we're going to put it on our youngest member of the roster because she deserves it. Just remember what happened to Saraya when you gave her a title for the first time on the main roster. She couldn't cope. She couldn't cope. Without Vince, you don't have AEW. That's very true. Vince was hushing murderers. Yeah, the snooker thing is horrible. Without Jim Crockett, that's true. So he won his civil lawsuit, not the lawsuit against Janelle Grant, but he won his civil lawsuit. He is building a roster and he has got himself a studio. I don't know what he's going to do, but he is making a comeback. I've seen that the past couple of days, unfortunately. I love the AEW free. Hey, tell me a company that did this successfully for 5 years. I think you should openly criticize a promotion if you think they do things that are not good for you. I don't feel the need to hate them. This is why people misconstrue what I say as hate. I don't hate WWE. I hate things that are done to annoy me, but I want to see them actually improve in the manner, and you let them develop and you let them try and improve. If they can turn around, and by all means you tear them apart. I don't think hating companies is the answer. It's the people who run the companies that are the problem. I thought Dakota should have won, to be fair, but shows WWE is not going with nostalgia of years in the business with her and Meechin. That's just Fletch reiterating the suplex. Some of it did. Shayna's win at Mania. Perhaps. Shayna was my pick to win it. Shayna or Dakota were my picks to win it, and Natalya was my outside chance, but she never even got put in the tournament, so never mind. I heard rumours of Becky versus Lyra for the IC title. Yeah, Becky will bury her. Naomi should have won that championship. Why? There's a reason why I don't see this happening. One, Vince would have to have Vince would then have to deal with somebody that he personally doesn't like. And if you know who I'm talking about, let's see if you can get it in the chat. Billy, hell no, I don't want McMahon's on AEW. No one does. McMahon's on ECW, burned the company. McMahon's on WCW, burned it. So yeah, no thanks. AEW's okay for McMahon's. It's also, I hope that Shane doesn't go there. He'll be the NWO to AEW. Fuck me. You behave. Have you heard the favourite for the Rumble win? I've heard the favourite for both. I know she's the favourite. If she wins it, it's bad creative. But I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. It would be bad creative though. She shouldn't be winning that thing. I know you like her, mate, but just being honest, she doesn't need to. Wrestling needs to move on from anyone called McMahon, full stop. Yeah, that includes Steph. Sorry to all you Stephanie McMahon fans, but she's another one. It's clearly Tiffy versus Charlotte. I think the men's is hard. Oh yeah, it will be. It will be. Stupid shouting in my background. It's clearly Tiffy versus Charlotte. Yeah, it will be. But the problem is they'll make the mistake. Tiffany Stratton's already lost. I said it on Saturday when I reviewed SmackDown. Her promo was crap. Because it was the right words, but it was the wrong delivery. If she has another promo like that again, they're taking the title off her. And that's not any indictment, a prediction. That's a spoiler. I still think Cena wins the Rumble, but I think it's a mistake if it's him versus Cody, unless Cody is going full Homelander, which would be brilliant when it happens. Cena shouldn't win the Rumble anyway. CM Punk should. And then 2026, the Rumble winner should be Braun Breaker. Tell Ruben Amrim to leave Thomas or Rojo alone. We need him here at Benfica. It's your midfield, that one, and Alvaro Fernandez. Up next, of course, because hypocrites love the money. Hypocrites love the ching-ching. I think Seth wins it and gets his win over Cody finally. I'll be surprised if they give him that win. Because, a number 2 gets shit out the building. I need Orton to dethrone Cody. Orton will be in the Elimination Chamber, in my opinion. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, it's what you didn't want me to talk about, but now we have to talk about it. Sami Zayn, Karrion Kross, The Miz, and all the other donkeys. Jesus Christ, this segment was crap. I'm sorry, but why? First of all, Sami Zayn cannot keep his beak out of anything. I told you guys, at the end of 2024, Sami Zayn is useless. This guy is the biggest waste of space going. He's always there. He can't keep his mouth shut out of this bloodline thing. He's always saying, he needs to stay away, but he keeps getting involved. He is a fucking hypocrite. He is worse than Drew McIntyre. It's actually ridiculous how consistent he is with the boredom of Sami Zayn. I'm sorry, but Sami Zayn he ain't as good as he was 10 years ago. He isn't as fun as he was 10 years ago. He should be in OVW. He is awful. Sorry, but he's a waste of time. He is a waste of my TV time, and The Miz as well. What are you getting out of this? Apart from the fact that you're saying that all these guys are moving to SmackDown, the Wyatt Six are by far, I agree with Fletch, the Wyatt Six are the flops of the year. But that faction, I said it to Billy, and Billy can back me up in this because it's in our group chat. I said to Billy when this group was announced, if they really fumble this group, they are fucking wasting a legacy. And they've done that. The Wyatt Six are not worth it anymore. I'm sorry, we need to pack this faction up. It's redundant. Yeah, Sami Zayn ain't that hot as he was. If the plans for WrestleMania is Zayn versus KO again, are you surprised? Their booking is nonsensical. Karrion Kross needs better creative. He's very, very good himself creatively, but don't he fuck up every time? Yep. No idea. I would rather see his wife on TV. Much prefer that. He does. Will he get over against Zayn? Debatable. It's crazy that Alex hasn't been around for 2 years. First child, and she did have a lot to do, I believe, after that as well. I believe. Wyatt's don't work for Bray. Sorry, but Bo's just not that guy. Sorry to say it. I did say it to you, remember? I said this faction is nothing without Bray Wyatt. Because it's his mental vision. They don't know what they're doing with it. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I think that's fair to say. I think that's very fair. They need to fire the Wyatts. They're nothing without Bray. Yeah, they do. Nikki Cross should just go back to doing her own thing. Bring her husband back and just put them together. It's over. It's just nostalgia. It's not even nostalgia. It's just shit. We then get a women's segment. Up next, Rhea Ripley comes out as the new champion. What do you mean is it? Wait, where is Big Damo? Big Dame, but I don't know what the rest of them is. Oh, you mean the husband? Yeah, I would like to see him come back, but I don't know. The way the Y6 debut was a joke, murdering Gable just for him to get medically cleared 3 days after the next show he beat Braun Strowman. Well, he wasn't legitimately killed according to them, remember? He was just taken out. Anyway, we get the Rhea Ripley promo. Rhea Ripley is the only star on Raw from the women's side. She's your only star. And you have her interrupted by Nia Jax in a leopard suit. Well, a leopard bodysuit type thing. And then you get Bayley, who can't keep her mouth shut because she loves to do this thing with Michael Cole. See, Rhea Ripley needs an opponent for the Rumble, not Saturday night's main event. But what do you look for? I'm saying this now. Tiffany Stratton's WrestleMania match shouldn't be against Charlotte Flair. This might sound controversial, and it's no insult. I think Tiffany Stratton's match at WrestleMania needs to be Alexa Bliss. I think Charlotte needs to wrestle Rhea for the third time. Not beat her. Just be up against her. Bianca is on her level. I also think you can do a shot. You can have Stephanie Vaquer win the Rumble and have Stephanie Vaquer versus Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. Oh, I know. And then Billy will want to shoot her. Don't get the Bayley coming to help her. I know it was her hometown, but Jesus, if it's Bayley versus Rhea, I'm out. Oh, it will be. I'll be annoyed. The fact that Bayley's got a title shot on Friday as well is ridiculous. What happened to rematch clauses? I hate that thing. Yeah, me too. Liv Morgan should never be a champion again. No, they're not. They're just talking about Bayley and her cheeks. Not for me. She's not my type. I think she is good, but she's not as good as. I think she's losing it. I think she's losing her step huge. But Levesque's burying Bianca's momentum by having her babysit Jade. Yes, she is. Not burying, but kill. No, he's buried it. He has. Now she's stuck with Naomi. Bianca's too busy babysitting. Jade Cargill can't wrestle and she can't talk. I actually think Rhea beating Becky would work and Charlotte winning the title would work. Of course she would. Winning the IC title would work. Not a bad shout. To me, Bianca is what everyone wants Jade to be, so why don't we just book Bianca properly? Because Bianca should be a heel. I've said it for about a year. Bianca should be a heel on the podcast, but longer than that, I've said Bianca should be a heel. Her gimmick is a heel gimmick. Is Alexa going to win the Rumble, do you think? No. I just think it would be a nice choice. You know what's fun? If she's in the Rumble as a shock surprise, just make AJ Lee the winner of the Rumble. AJ Lee versus Rhea Ripley would be a good Royal Rumble match. WrestleMania main event from a Royal Rumble winner. think I don't want Becky Lynch to win the Rumble. It's an obvious choice, and it's not a smart choice. I don't think. You know, it'd be a good match for Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. Rhea Ripley versus Trish Stratus for the World Championship would be a good match. Or Rhea Ripley versus Mickie James. These are true. Yep. I agree. Women's Rumble winner will be Becky or Charlotte. Unfortunately, I don't think Charlotte should, and Becky shouldn't ever win a match again. She should lose to Maxine Dupree and leave forever. And then Maxine Dupree gets fired, and then they're both gone. I still can't get over that comment. Ever. I cannot get over that comment. I would make Stephanie Vaquer win the Rumble. I would. I think that would be the perfect choice. I don't care if she's been there long. She can skip NXT. She doesn't need to be there. Nia Jax in her leopard suit gets knocked out of the ring by Ripley after a brawl between Bayley and Nia Jax, which pretty much confirms, even though she's on Raw now, both of them, we know that I think they should trade the champions. Rhea Ripley probably needs to go to SmackDown because they need a star anyway. But they should put Tiffany Stratton on Raw, put the WWE title on Raw, put the world titles on SmackDown, and just let them go. Let them do their own thing. I think we're at the point now where they need a change. This draft also has been a joke because all they're doing is persisting with the January transfer window that they're doing. They're not even getting it right. It's just not working. I'm not sure what the end goal is, but for me, I would make the changes. And Stephanie Vaquer, I would put her on SmackDown as world champion. Rhea Ripley even can be women's champion on Raw if she intends to stay on Raw. I've got no problem with that. Stephanie Vaquer is her. Meanwhile, she's fighting for the mid-card title. I know. If she loses to that, Kalani Jordan is over. The draft worked. This randoms turn ups and say, "Oh yeah, their heroes." Yeah, I know. Maxine could leave WWE and show up on TNA and team with Ash. We know how much Reece would love that. I would shoot myself. Do you think Vince loves to check his last creation in AEW MXM? I think he's forgotten who they are. Just like I hate the fact that I know them. Main event. Now, we've already, if you've seen the title of the show, Penta comes to Netflix. Lyra's gold. And a dull street fight. I think we need to have a music change. What's worse, Ava Rain's promos or Tiffy promos? Both of them combined. They're both crap. She is more than ready. I would dump more than those. I would dump a lot of the main roster talents on NXT, and I would put a lot of the main roster talent immediately replaced by some of those NXT stars. Delta, Roxanne Perez, Gigi Dolan, Stephanie Vaquer, Julia, Jada Parker. I would put them on Raw and SmackDown now. And then there's some talent on Raw and SmackDown I'd dump on NXT. And NXT level up because they're not that good. Alright, gotta go. Prep for Benfica. Wonderful street brother as usual. Thank you, my man. I appreciate you. Top dog as always. I'll see you for the next one. This main event was dead. I'm sorry, but this main event offered me nothing. It was dull. It was a typical injury angle promotion. It was a flaming finisher spot fest. And I am sick of finishers being constantly kicked out of. This main event really was not a street fight. A street fight is meant to be exciting. This wasn't. it was really, really mediocre. And I actually fear they don't know what they're doing when it comes to these gimmick matches that actually rely on the emphasis on weapons and using them right. We're not getting it. And last night, it was just really poor. Everyone's saying bye at Fletch. Yes, absolutely. JCJ should never be near a main event again. Gigi absolutely should be. Yes, she should. Don't know why she's not there. Finn needs to go NXT. Third time he would flop. Fletch is straight in there saying no, and he should just go. Finn is a very good wrestler. He's another who's shit mic-wise. He is actually really bad on the mic. He doesn't need long promos. He just needs short-winded ones that are got. He only needs. I think Finn Balor only needs to do a promo that's about 5 minutes. Well, about 5 minutes, and then let his actions do the talking for him. Because that was his best work in New Japan. His actions spoke louder than words. You do that, you see the enjoyment of him, because he's still a good worker. But instead, they give him far too long. He loses steam, and then when it gets to the action, either a match or an attack segment, the crowd isn't interested. It's similar to so now trying to think of other talents who actually remind me of that. I'd say Booker T, in a way, quite similar. I would find R-Truth calling Pete Dunne butched for 10 hours more entertaining than that main event. Call that a street fight. I know. And you know what's worse? That went on for 16 minutes. And it was 16 minutes of nothing. If you're being honest, I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to insult your intelligence. I don't want to insult you as wrestling fans, but when I look at the whole WWE to Netflix deal so far, I think the WWE deal to Netflix so far has flopped, and it's already had. We're now in week 2. The production is strong, but the quality has been ridiculous. Now we're only 2 weeks in, but they need to do better. If as it goes on, I'm hoping it does, because the money's you can't the justifiable amount of money you've made, you need to give it back. We've all held WWE accountable tonight. We all hold WWE accountable. We all hold AEW accountable. We all hold New Japan, TNA. They all get held accountable, and it's fair. Put the fucking money in and just actually show some growth and some enjoyment. Stop going back to all these clown veterans that are not good enough anymore. Go with your young talent. Let the young talent swamp it. Give them the best storylines. Give them the best matches. Give them the majority of the time. Tell Hulk Hogan to go fuck himself. Speaking of Hulk Hogan, actually. Let's build up the right way. Oh, he's a great YouTuber. He's a really, really good YouTuber. He deserves a lot of credit. We've already seen the shows announced for Friday and next Monday, I'm hoping they are better. I'm saying this truthfully, I'm hoping they are better. But for now, the only good things about Raw last night was me getting to see Penta, Chad Gable get embracing his American-made Team Angle attire, and Rhea Ripley. I'm clutching at straws for Raw. SmackDown was better than Raw, but not by much. It's already looking like it's going to be the same again this week. This is... I don't know what more I could actually say. Since I made a promise from the very first show in the 2025, I've done a show near enough every single day for the past 2 weeks. I've been very honest with what I'm saying. Everyone is being held accountable in the exact same way. There's no favouring one over the other. They're all going to get criticised, but they're all going to get praised where praise matters. So, WWE, here's a request. Stop using all these veterans that are not going to do much for you, and give the younger talent the push and let them run with it. This is their time. That's what we want, and let them work the way they should be. Not working to the camera. Just let them work. It's not hard. If you can't do it, give the booking to Bret Hart. James is saying 2 shows in with Netflix has been very underwhelming. Felt little good things though. Example given Penta's debut, most of it dull and feel real bad errors, mainly Gobshite Hogan. Yes. According to PW Insider, Corey Graves will not be appearing on tonight's episode of NXT. Of course, he's took his ball and gone home. His tweet will get him in trouble, but I think it was meant to be. I think he's either trying to... It's giving me Charlton vibes, but I think he's trying to do a work here, because he is clear to wrestle. But nobody's going to want to wrestle Corey Graves. Nobody will want to touch him, because he's fucking fragile and his neck will snap. Beggar's belief, huh? Guys, we've got about 5 minutes before we wrap up tonight, so if you got any questions, drop them in. I won't be live tomorrow, but I will be live again on Thursday. Tomorrow I'm going to take the day because I've been going non-stop, so tomorrow I'm taking the day, but Thursday I will be live reviewing Dynamite. I'm hoping Dynamite will be good. I didn't think it was as... I thought Dynamite had a lot of problems last week. I did say show structure and show flow was bad. If they can build on that, then they'll do better. SmackDown had the same situation. That's all you gotta do. Fix your formats and just let talent work. The only pressure that matters is the pressure they hold for themselves. Yeah. It is. But you still gotta hold that accountable. There's manners and there's truths. It's not... This is what people fail to understand, so I'm actually going to put it as a banner. I'm going to put up as a banner, and this is actually to help people. This is actually respecting the business, and it goes like this. I firmly believe what's coming on screen Tell me when I'm telling lies. You can still pay, but you can still fix the problems. You just have to want to fix the problems. If you don't want to fix the problems, then you'll never change. With the Rumble, who should be the final 2B? The men's side. The men's side, I would say CM Punk. CM Punk and Braun Breaker. For the women, I would go Charlotte Flair and Stephanie Vacour. It's not going to be so Charlotte and Bianca. Yeah, no, I agree with that. I completely agree with this. But there's a difference between holding a company accountable and then bitching because you don't get what you put in your head. That's why I hold AEW accountable in the same way. I hold TNA the same way. They all make the same mistakes. It's just reflected differently because of the size and legacy of their companies and the financial capability they've got. They all make the same mistakes. It's so painfully obvious. Several podcasters bitch and they say they're only critiquing the product and never offer solutions. I like to think I offer solutions. May not all the time, but I like to think I do. I know Covalent TV does. I know Graps TV does. I know Mark AD does. Ironically, for TNA, he proposed solutions for years. I would say there's another podcast I listen to, but they're done through Spotify and Instagram. But they're actually a good company. Not a good company, sorry. They're good podcasts. I'll tell you right now what they're called. They're called Ruthless Talk. And they are American based. You can find them on TikTok as well. But they're also very, very good. And they're straight to the point as well. They generally like WWE a lot, and they thought last night's Raw was shit. Genuinely. I'll actually tell you what my dude said, right? He actually put this as an Instagram post. I'll actually tell you what he said. So, here's some examples before I go, right? This is funny. So he put Tyler Bate is returning back to WWE soon. ... Okay. Penta arrives in WWE. Wish Penta great success in WWE, but we all know this company won't be creative enough to look to book him properly moving forward. Raw Netflix. I'm sorry, I'm not seeing a new era. I'm saying the same redundant garbage. Redundant garbage, and that's coming from a WWE fan. But we're supposed to believe other companies are the biggest problem. Your problems are your own, not someone else's. That is the punchline. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I won't be here tomorrow, but I will be here on Thursday, so I will see you then. Like this video, check out these channels. The Mid Podcast, Graps TV, Covalent TV, Ruthless Talk. Also, if you like fun wrestling stories spread across the decades, look out for TH14. They're really good stuff. This has been Reece from the Weekly Steelchair. Ailey will be back hopefully this weekend. I'm going to message her tomorrow. I'll message her tomorrow. See if I can get on. Catherine's going to be on this week as well. Matthew's going to be on this week. James, Billy, if you want to come and join me, you're more than welcome. Fletch, you as well. The guy, you're all welcome any point in time. Big Dame, you've been a great addition as well to the chat. Thank you very much. We'd like to have you on as well sometime. We've got so much coming up. But one thing is for sure, I will be here all of 2025 and beyond. So, my friends, goodbye, good night. This has been a Raw review, and I'll see you on the road to Maximum Carnage. Absolutely, Catherine. See you Thursday. Bye, guys.